Okay, so we all know that if you're smiling, that you're happy, right? But what if the eyes tell a different story? These are what I call complex emotions because they combine two different emotions. We have happy and angry. So, if you want to better understand and recognize emotions in life, we need to know what the basic emotions are. Then we can draw more expressive characters too. All right, so first up, we have actually just a neutral expression. This is how your face is resting. So some people, their resting face might actually look a little angry. For me, my resting face actually looks a little sad. So if I'm not smiling, people are like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm just not smiling." But this is what we'll kind of refer to as our neutral face. Now, the funny thing about a neutral face is that a lot of times when we look at a neutral face, we'll kind of put our own feelings into it because it's like a blank canvas. So if you're drawing a neutral expression where there's not a lot going on, the viewer can sort of decide for themselves how they think this person feels. You'll notice this sometimes in movies when they do a close up. The actor in an intense scene might not actually have a lot of emotion, and it's just because they want for you to put your emotion in there yourself. I also like to think of the neutral expression as just a really subtle version of the other emotions. So, technically, a really small smile is a happy one, but it's so subtle that I might still just classify it personally as a neutral expression because, again, this kind of seems like his natural resting face. This feels like he might be just a little bit upset, even if this is what his normal resting face would look like. The other place where you see maybe a neutral expression is when someone is sleeping or tired. For some reason, eyes that point down like this tend to feel more like relaxed and sleeping. I think it's because there's no muscles pushing up on those eyes. And when you see eyes like this that are pointing up, even though they're closed, it makes it feel more like they're closed because the person is happy. And I think that's because the muscles are pushing up on those bottom eyelids to make it look happy. This might be tired and this will be happy, or this could be relaxed. Oh, and if you have eyes that are kind of wide and the pupils are floating inside of it, this will make it look like the person's kind of spaced out and not looking at anything directly. And it's because the amount of whites around the eyes, but mostly that is kind of like just centered. If you had a lot of whites on the eyes, but they were looking off to the side, it wouldn't feel that way. So it's not only that it's in the center, but notice how this eye is slightly over to the left and this one's straight in the middle. This makes it look like they're unfocused and not looking in the same direction. So when the eyes are focused, we feel like they're looking at something, but if they're slightly off focus, maybe looking slightly in a slightly different direction, it seems like they're not really looking at what they're looking at. Next up, we have the happy emotion, which I think is kind of one that I think most people are used to and have a little bit of a sense of. Now, the main thing is that when you have someone who's smiling, if they smile and their eyes don't change, it doesn't feel as genuine as if the eyes come up here and push the bottom eyelids a little bit. This makes it an active smile and will feel a little bit more genuine. Some ways I could do that. For example, and that feels happier than that because the eyes came up right there and pushed upwards. Some other cute things that you can do with happy eyes is have them really big, but then leave some whites of the eyes to show. Let's see if I can do this with a marker. Wow, no, I cannot. I don't have a white pen, so we're gonna do white out. Let's see if it works, guys. This will be fun. Okay, there we go. Doo-doo-doo. All right, so really big pupils can make it look happy, and there's just something about adding some shine to that can really push this emotion even further. And then another thing that can happen is that someone could smile so much that their eyes actually close. So it might look like that, or like we saw earlier, like that. And then for the smile itself, you start off with just a small smile, and then as that grows, this might get wider. And then if they're showing their teeth, it doesn't quite feel quite as genuine as when the mouth fully opens up like it did in these ones. And one thing to note in general is that showing teeth can feel like growling or a grimace. So sometimes the teeth showing like that feels a little unsettling, which is why when you look at pictures of kids in photo shoots and they're smiling like this, it can feel a little bit really intense because they're showing their whole teeth. All right, next up we have sadness. And this I feel is the easiest to show with the eyes, which is that the eyebrows sort of lift up and together like this. And obviously it's also known for its pout. But pouting has definitely become, like even as a kid, kids will pout at you and frown, even if they don't actually feel that way, just to get your sympathy and to get something from you. So the frown isn't necessarily as reliable as the eyebrows are. So you can see how this one looks more sad than this one does, and it's because of the eyes. Now when the mouth gets wider, this would be more upset because they're expressing it more fully. This could be because the person is trying to get more of your attention, or it could be because they are actually more upset. But one thing to know is that for whatever reason in nature, we found that showing sadness was not as good for survival. So our instinct is to actually hold back that emotion. So if someone is holding their mouth shut or facing away or facing down, that might be a first indicator of sadness, whereas later they'll start showing it more aggressively. And this could also happen if they just feel more comfortable around you, which is why kids will still show this a lot more frequently than an adult, and they haven't learned to hide it as much. But no, just in general, someone turning down or away might be an indication of they're trying to hide an emotion. And this is an emotion that we've been told not to show. All right, next up we have anger. So one of the easiest ways to see anger is, again, in the eyes, when the eyebrows come in and down and furrow together like this. Even without a mouth, he already looks angry. So we can do extra angry by having a larger mouth, or like we talked about before, this is especially when you might see that grimace with the teeth, because baring of the teeth is a way of intimidating another person. So one thing that happens when you're angry is that your pupils can get smaller. So in cartoons, you could even have the pupils disappear entirely as an extra way to showcase that emotion. Like that. Now, when someone is just a little bit angry, they do try to hide that emotion. And so they might look away at first. One thing to know about anger is that it is a sharp emotion. So let's say we have a face and we drew the eyes and they're supposed to be angry, but you kind of use round shapes like this. They're not going to feel as angry as if you draw and it's sharp like this. So make sure to stay sharp when you're drawing anger. Next up, we have shocked, which can be surprise and it can also be fear. This is where the eyes get wide, the pupils can get small, and the mouth gets wide as well. Now, like I said, if the eyes aren't in the same position on the eye, they might look unfocused. So you want to try and position them in about the same spot. One of the fun things about surprise is, and we'll get to this more in complex emotions, but we get a little hint of it now. If someone is surprised, but their mouth is just a little bit happy, even though it's opened, then it'll be like a happy surprise versus a scary surprise. And similar to anger, since the pupils get smaller, and it might even not be that, but that the eyes get a lot bigger, it's just in relationship to each other. The more tiny you make those pupils, and even again, you can make them for effect totally disappear. And then we have disgust, or maybe in a smaller expression, a confusion or smugness. And that is known for being off center. So all the other emotions were like the same on the left versus the right. Like when someone smiles, usually the smile is right in the center, and it's the same on both sides. When there becomes an off-centered, it can show a little bit of like the person thinks that they're better than you. So officially this is called disgust, but it could just be like smug, or in this case maybe confused, like they don't understand why the situation is the way that it is. And so that's where you see sort of these asymmetrical expressions. One thing that's especially known for is for the nose itself coming up, which is actually, I think, why you see this lip coming up a little bit like that. And so if it can be a very small expression of just that slight raise there, showing that someone isn't so sure that they like what they're seeing. I would say specifically anytime, at least in America, because all of these other expressions are true, I believe, globally, but an American, definitely one eyebrow down, and one eyebrow up means confused. So now let's look at a complex emotion. It's really just combining two of the other emotions. So, for example, at the beginning, someone could be smiling, which is a happy emotion, but if they have sad eyes, now they're not quite feeling happy anymore. And so let's talk about why that is. So the mouth is usually what they want you to think that they're feeling, because we've been taught this. The eyes are usually the genuine feeling. So for example, if my best friend told me she got a job and she was moving super far away, this might be how I feel about it. Like, I'm happy for her and I want her to see that I'm happy for her, but I'm actually sad she's moving away. Another example of this is like what we talked about with shock. The eyes could be wide open and shocked, but if they're happy about the surprise, their smile will look like that. And if they're unhappy about the surprise, they'll do that. Now they're both shocked because of the eyes, but one is a happy surprise and one isn't. So I did make this chart a while back, which might help as well. We can take an expression like happy, and we can move it over to the chart, and if we combine it with happy over here, it's extra happy, right? But if we move it here and we combine it with sadness, we can see what that might look like. And if we add it with angry, we can see what that looks like, or shocked. And so you can do that with all the emotions here. So you can do sad combined with sad would be extra sad. And then sad with angry might feel like you've been betrayed, for example. And you can do that with all of these emotions here, and just sort of mix and match one facial expression of the mouth with mix a mouth with a different set of eyes to get a more deep and complex emotion. Now this does apply to body language as well. So for example, if someone is looking down, this is how we would expect someone to show sadness, because we usually have been taught to hide that we feel sad. So if someone is looking up while being sad, either they're in a very comfortable space where they can express this emotion, or they're trying to get your sympathy, and it might be a little less genuine. So think of like a toddler or someone who's trying to get you to help them might be overly expressing this emotion while looking up. And the other option could just be that someone is just so distraught by what's happening that they've lost control of their emotions. So if you think like in a really dramatic scene where maybe someone's gotten hurt or something, they'll yell out and get upset. because they can't yet control their emotions. Just because someone's expression is showing happy or sadness or anger, it doesn't mean that you know why they're feeling that way. So if you're talking to someone and you suddenly see that they look angry, it could be because of something that you just said or something that you did. But it could be that they just saw something that you didn't see that they're reacting to, or they remembered something and that's what they're thinking about. So when you see an expression like this, I think it's more important to talk to the person and find out what's going on rather than assume that you know why they had that feeling. If you like this video, I hope you'll check out one of my other ones. Okay, bye. Like and subscribe.